Hi there, I'm Christy.
And I'm Courtney, and this is Heard at the Bar.
Yes. So this is take 27. As you know, we are always trying to improve and work on this sound issue that we've been dealing with from the very beginning. So we are on a new system. Does it show up in the bottom what system we're using to tape our podcast?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we're using Riverside. We'll give them a shout out. Why not? Um, and so here we'll just see if this works.
Yeah.
Hopefully this works. Fingers crossed. We did some tests and it worked. So here we go. But that doesn't always mean that it's going to work because twice we tried to do the test without our microphones on. So they're on now and we're talking.
Yes. So we were yesterday we had a bit of a break, I guess. You had a client cancel and we had
Yeah.
a break. So we were
An
taking
unplanned break.
an unplanned break. We took a walk over to the Starbucks just over from us.
Another
And
shout out.
yep, and shout out with my Tim Hortons here. So Starbucks, we're equal opportunity. We like we drink whatever. But we took a walk, and you were telling me about the night before how you had gone out. You're in your say yes era, and you had gone out to dancing or something with some new friends. So
Yes.
tell me a little bit more about this say yes and how you've come to be this way while I knock over my
Well, you know what, Court? So I am it'll be 2 years that I was separated in June, and it's been about a year and a half since I've been living on my own. And when you go through that at an age that I am at, and we were married for 25 years, and you get used to like the usual routines. And really what would happen is the weekend would come and you're just doing house chores. If friends are getting together, maybe there's something to do, but otherwise we didn't do anything. There was no socializing at all other than our friend group, which I'm so grateful for. Shout out to our crew. But so when you get into that kind of habit, when you're then on your own and you have the freedom to be like, I want to do something, I can do something.
Yeah.
Or make those plans without considering anybody else, which is kind of a cool sensation. You you forget, like you have to get into the habit of doing that again.
Yeah.
And so what I found, there was quite a few weekends where the weekend would come and I wouldn't have any plans and I'd start reaching out to people. And of course, everybody's already made their plan for the weekend.
Yeah.
And, I was lucky sometimes maybe I'd join in with people, but for the most part, there was a lot of weekends where I didn't do anything because I didn't think in advance.
Yeah.
And, I live in the downtown core for a reason because I'm surrounded by so many things to do. So I had to start like paying attention, following different businesses that have events and all that kind of stuff. And so I made this commitment to myself that my goal was to build a community around myself. So we build a community at the studio and it's an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
But as an individual, to build a community at my age is not very common. And in fact, I was reading an article it's saying exactly that it's harder for people over the age of 40 to make friends because your social network is what it is at that point. Your kids were involved in sports and things, so you might have those people involved in your life, but you've basically set up your social network at that point. So I just made it a priority, and whenever anybody asked me to do anything for the past year, I would say yes, even if it meant that I would be booked Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is what my month of April was. It was every single weekend I had something planned. 2 of the weekends were at concerts.
Which I love.
Right. Or sorry, 3. 3 of the weekends were concert dancing nights, which is awesome. I did a disco night, I did a 90s hip hop night, and then just this past Friday or Thursday, yes, that's right, I went out on a Thursday, and worked at 8 AM. I
Yes,
know,
you did.
right?
Yes,
Living my 20-year-old life. And, it was a band called Dwayne Gretzky. And so if you're from Southern Ontario, London, Toronto, I don't know how far into Ontario they've made their mark, but you know who they are. They are, I didn't know who they were until a year ago, but they're becoming more and more popular. They're a cover band. And Courtney, they cover everyone. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone.
Yeah.
The Beatles, Prince, um, Whitney Houston, like you name it, cross the gamut. So Thursday night was actually the 90s night, so it was a nice combination. But the cool thing is that each one of these nights I've gone with different people. It's not been the same people every
Yeah.
single time. And even so much so that this Thursday night I had an extra ticket, 2 extra tickets actually. And so now I put it out to my new network of people who wants to join.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is that the woman who joined in and took one of the tickets, I had just met her 2 weeks ago. And
Oh,
she had joined us for the disco night
yeah.
where I only knew one person out of a group. I think there was 8 of us, and I only knew one person in the group. And and it was funny because she came in and she said she had thought that I knew everybody, that
Oh,
we were
really?
all yeah, that
Because
we
you're
were all good friends and have known each
yeah.
other forever. But it was a fairly new group for everyone in the group. And, so when I invited her out, she said yes immediately. She said, "You made me feel safe."
Oh, that's so nice.
Right? And, like, that just
Yeah.
warmed my heart. But the cool thing is she's in the same situation. She's divorced, she's single, she was in a relationship, is no longer, and she made a commitment to herself that she was gonna build a community, which I think is
Really?
just such an interesting thing so that as a single person, you
Yeah.
have a network of people that you
Yeah.
can do things with
Yeah.
so that you're not just relying on one group of friends. And, like the challenge that I have is that my group of friends are all married.
I was just gonna say that. It's gotta be hard though, being a single
Yeah,
with a bunch of married people. Like,
exactly.
yeah.
Like, I
I
wouldn't it's not hard per se, like, I don't feel
no.
like a fifth wheel when I'm with everybody
Yeah.
because 'cause I'm just so close with the whole group, husbands and
Mhm.
wives connected. The husbands feel like big brothers to me,
Yeah.
so it's not that bad, but there are times where it's like when you're trying to do things
Yeah.
and they already have plans as a
Yeah.
couple, and of course they should, and you shouldn't be available to me every weekend. So it's been really interesting to kinda build up this network of people. So now I have the people that I can go to concerts and dancing nights with. I've got people that I can go to the cottage with and
Yeah.
trips with. I've got my mahjong ladies,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is fairly new, but they're all people actually from the studio.
Yeah.
And that's what we were talking about is that many of these people have become my social network or my social community.
Mhm.
Some of them or most of them have been introduced to me from the studio. And it's interesting how, as a single, I felt more comfortable or maybe had more motivation to cultivate those relationships outside of the studio.
Yeah. Yeah. What I love about the group at the studio is that randomly after, and I think I mentioned this in a different podcast, just Friday, the 9 o'clock class, afterwards, a couple of them will just turn and say, "Hey, what are you doing? Do you want to go get coffee?" Like they may not. There was a couple of times where they invited someone from this in the class that didn't even know them.
Oh,
They were
wow.
just like, "Hey, do you want to go?" And they were
Yeah.
like, "Actually, yeah, I'd like that."
Really?
Yeah, it was, 9 o'clock, my 9 o'clock reformer class on Fridays. Yeah, it's great. I love to see it. I love also, like, when Nicole suggests that to someone
Yeah.
new, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Actually, yeah, I'd like that."
I
Mm.
know. Nicole is definitely one of our ambassadors. We
Yeah,
like to give a
yeah,
shout out as well, but
yeah,
it's true. And it's interesting though, because you you spend most of your life, or at least your adult life, once you have children, you're focused around them.
yeah,
You're focused around their
yeah,
friends, what they have going on, what their sports are. And for many, your social network comes from that.
mhm,
And even your socializing. Like
yeah,
you I know so many people, and actually you could probably even speak to this, Courtney, of your life revolved around either classes or competitions.
yeah.
And so you weren't making plans to do things on your own for you with whoever because you were busy. You were always tied up with.
Yeah, it's like, with the dance community, we would every weekend was a different dance competition. So
Mhm.
you started probably at Christmas, and you have the kids, and they're constantly, like, 8 hours a night they're doing rehearsals.
Yeah.
So you're taking them there and you have to be available. Then you take them for fittings, for costumes, and then you take them for the rehearsals. Then you actually have to travel to the different cities. It's just like hockey tournaments. Same thing for dance. And you're there and you have to be there and you can't just let them go. At least with hockey, you can drop them off. With dance, you don't. They have makeup, they have hair, they have costume changes. You have to be there to pull this off, push this back on, get them back out on the stage. Like, and so you don't have like a life outside of that. And we were talking about this when we were walking. And this is Neve went from dancing when Kian stopped dancing. She stopped dancing and she joined soccer. Well, this is the first summer that she is an adult. She doesn't have soccer. She doesn't qualify for the normal soccer teams. She's now on an adult team, which she's not ready for yet because she still feels young and
Yeah.
doesn't think that she is ready to play soccer with the women
Right.
who could be our age, some of them.
Right.
So she's, but that also means that I'm suddenly like, oh, well, I went from dance to soccer and now my summer is mine.
Right.
But what does that mean?
Right.
Like some of the stuff that you're doing, yeah, if I'm free, I'm totally like 90s dance, hip hop,
Yeah.
I'm in,
Yeah.
like, let's go dancing.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do the disco. I just have some sort of a block against disco.
Which I find
Weird, right?
Yeah, because you love to
I'm
dance.
a dancer.
You are a dancer.
I'm a
Like,
dancer.
there's no, it is the first, well, not the first, but it is the genre
Yeah.
for dance. Like there's even within hip hop, there's like ballads and like the slow stuff.
Yeah.
With disco, it's all.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's like a mental block. Like I hear it and I
Yeah.
go, so obviously something happened to me in my childhood
Oh,
with disco. I have no idea what it
yes,
is
yes.
because I can remember, we were talking about this in the studio. I
Yeah.
can remember was it Queen's Another One Bites the Dust?
Yeah.
I can remember being in kindergarten and sitting at my kitchen table when that came on in the morning while I was eating breakfast before going to kindergarten. And I remember, like, I was telling this to Isla in the studio, I remember thinking that the song was about carpenter ants because it was Another One Bites the Dust. And I had just learned in school that they eat wood and create like dust.
Right.
Another One Bites the Dust. That's what it was about in my head. But things like that, like music. So obviously something with disco made it because I literally get the heebie-jeebies.
Right. Right. And I mean, music is so much a part of your life.
It is.
And
Yes.
can bring back.
Yeah. Nostalgia, like,
memories. Yeah.
feelings. Honestly, like
Yeah.
you hear a certain song and you get a feeling.
Yeah.
It like transports you
Yeah.
to wherever you were. Like, I don't know if you remember John Garabedian. He was a DJ on the radio.
Okay. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So
I knew the name, but I didn't know why
Yeah,
I knew the
so
name. Yeah.
I remember the night I met my husband, John Garabedian, they were listening to it at a gravel pit in Grand Bend when we pulled up. And I remember listening, and that's where I met my husband. And I remember it.
Mm,
And it just hearing him speak, his voice
yeah.
will transport me back to that very specific time and
Aw.
place. So it's funny that it's got to be something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if somebody's like a professional in this, you can reach out to us. But I couldn't go with you to the disco
Disco
night
night.
because
That's
I just couldn't
hilarious.
handle the disco music. I don't
That's
even know
funny.
why.
Yeah. But I mean, I've been saying it also for a while is because I enjoy dancing.
Mhm.
I just love to move. And I may even be a bit of a freak on the dance floor. I don't know, but I just like go, right? Like total freedom.
Yeah.
I don't care who's watching. I'm there for it. But as you get older, it's harder to find a place to go to
Mhm.
because you don't want to go like first of all, I don't think London is great for dance clubs per se, but being a smaller city, those who go are like the under 30,
Yeah.
maybe early 30s, but really it's for the youngins,
Mhm.
the really youngins. And like I wouldn't feel comfortable going and dancing there. Not only
Yeah.
that, but it's going to be music that I don't really know.
Yeah, it wouldn't be our music.
There are some bars that have like again cover bands, but like you have to be in the know. You got to
Yeah.
know where to go.
Mhm.
But it's really cool because we have here in London. It's called the London Music Hall, and they are constantly bringing themed nights that are ideal. So, like this Dwayne Gretzky concert on Thursday night. I don't know how many are in the band, but there's at least 8. Like,
Okay.
it's a big,
Yeah.
and the voices are unbelievable. That's why they're able to do such a wide range.
Yeah.
And the thing is that you feel like, I said this to my friends when I took them for the first time. I'm like, you're gonna be able to attend every concert you've ever wanted to attend in your life because you're gonna hear every epic artist,
Yeah.
which is so true. And it sounds close to them or
Yeah.
is a beautiful alternative to the original.
Yeah.
Um, but this venue brings these bands, and the cool thing is you go and, like, the age range is over 40.
Yeah.
And, like, and I would even say on Thursday night, like, there were people, a bigger group than I've seen before at this concert
Okay.
of, like, even over 70.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. I know.
Interesting.
But, so I was thinking about that, and, like, when you don't use it, you lose it. We've all
Yeah.
heard of that.
Yeah.
And there was, for a while there, the trend in the fitness world was play. Do you play? Have you played? Right? When you're a kid, you're outside playing all day long, and there are
Yeah.
things that you do movement wise
Yeah.
that helps with your mobility, that helps with your strength, and um and your ability to not feel the aches and pains. But
Yeah.
as we get older, we don't play. You're not going outside. You're not going to unless you have kids.
Yeah.
But even then, you're not necessarily, climbing the monkey bars and,
Yeah.
running up and down the slide and things like that. So when you think about dancing, the same sort of thing, we stop doing it at one point, and we start to lose some of that mobility in our body, and it starts to become aches and pains and
Yeah.
everything. And if we're able to continue it through our entire life and make it a priority,
Mhm.
how much better will we be when we're 90 years old?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I say, like, my grandmother is almost 103.
Right.
She used to tap dance,
Oh, okay.
and she actually didn't start tap dancing until she was probably 70, I wanna say.
She started tap
Yeah,
dancing
yeah.
at 70?
So she joined a group called the Classic Tappers.
Oh my God, that's
And
awesome.
so they were older women,
Yeah.
and they used to dance at, oh, shoot, they did this thing in Toronto at the Roy Thomson Hall.
No way.
Yeah, and it was basically a celebration for older people, and they would dance for them,
Yeah.
and she loved it. They would even dance at retirement homes and nursing homes here in the city.
Love it.
And so, yeah, they were called the Classic Tappers.
Yeah.
And yeah, she started it late. Like, I'm going to say she was probably in her 70s
Yeah.
when she did it. And she danced up until it stopped. And I'm going to say maybe in her 90s.
That's awesome.
So yeah, she loved it, just loved it. Well, actually, my mom danced as a child and then stopped.
Yeah.
And then she took up clogging. So she did clogging just because my grandmother did tap dancing,
Yeah.
and my mom was up north of the city and they
Yeah.
had a clogging group. So she did that. So I think it's hilarious that, like, all this dance. And so
Yeah.
I didn't really stop. Obviously I had knee surgery and that.
Right.
And then I just took up a different type.
Right.
Right. So I did it's called East Coast. It's the Ottawa Valley step dancing.
Right.
So it's kind of like Irish mixed with tap
Yeah.
kind of thing. So I just think that movement like that is probably what helped my grandmother get to where she is today. And she toots around that retirement home like,
But
yeah,
this is it. When you're dancing, when you're singing, how can you not feel joy
yeah,
in that moment?
yeah, yeah,
And I think that's one of the things that can get lost. You can have fun, you can have a
yeah,
good time, but
yeah,
I had my therapist actually asked me that when I first started. What brings you joy?
yeah.
And like seriously, I had to be like,
I don't know.
I don't know what brings, and I did the, like, I guess what the obvious was, oh, my family, which they do,
Yes. But
but like I had grown girls
Yeah.
right? It's not the same level of interaction and joy you get from
Yeah.
them because you get that when you're able to see them and when you're able to spend time
Mhm.
with them. Um, so to have something that brings you joy is so important.
Yeah.
I get joy from what I do. I get joy
Yeah.
from being a Pilates
Me
instructor
too.
and
Yep.
the entertainment value that I get out of it in
Yep.
terms of, when I can get a laugh out of the crew, even though that's not what my responsibility is. Um, but that's, if I can get a laugh out of the group, then I've had a good class. And there's been many times where I have been going through my stuff
Yeah.
and, just before the class start, having that moment of like, how am I going to get through this? How am I going
Yeah.
to show up for these people today? And I don't know that I was 100% great at it
Yeah.
the whole time, but I do know that there were nights when I just put all my energy into that class
Yeah.
and at the end of it felt better.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. There are times when I'm
Mhm.
driving to class thinking, "Oh my god, I didn't sleep last night. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm so tired."
Yeah.
And then you get in there, and then honestly, it's their faces, their stories, their smiles, their
Their
you know what I mean?
energy.
Their energy.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm so thankful that I was here. I'm so thankful that I had this today. This is what has
Yeah.
then," and it reshapes your day,
Yeah.
right? So I think it's the same thing, like having something that you enjoy. So you like to go dancing and do this. I like to go to concerts. I
Yeah.
like to go see concerts with my girlfriends.
Right.
So we travel places and go to see concerts. That's also what I like to do too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's fun. And honestly, I have met some of the best people through going to concerts. Like,
Right. Cause you get more involved with like the fan level, like the organized,
yeah,
not that you're in the organized fan groups, but that you,
no,
you get more
but you
involved with
get,
them.
yeah,
But it's just
because
a connection also with
exactly,
the
yeah,
bands that you go
yeah,
see.
yeah. So you meet people, and then you just develop like similar interests. Like
Yeah.
I honestly, my girls in Florida do Pilates now.
Ah,
So when I started
love it.
teaching, they looked for places in their own city
Right.
that offer Pilates. And so they started doing them. And then they started being like, oh, this is my goal now. I'm going to do this. And then we
Yeah.
have a little group called Pilates and they send me little
Love it.
updates of how they're doing and everything. Same thing. Like it's something that you share with people.
Right.
And
Right.
I think at our age, that is something that you need. Like
Yeah.
this summer, I'm gonna have to find something else. I don't know, maybe the girls and I'll start reading again. Um, because, yeah, I don't have soccer anymore with Neve.
Right. Okay, so one of the things that I'm doing, it's too late for you now with this, but one of the things I'm doing is I'm taking golf lessons.
That's right, you did
Yep.
mention golf.
On Wednesday nights.
Yep.
Um, partly because it was like something that I could join. It came up
Mhm.
on Instagram,
Yep.
whatever. Instagram knows I'm in my say yes era, so like it's sending me, hey, let's see if she'll say yes to this. Okay, all right. Um, but doing that, but like, how fun would that be on like a Friday afternoon to go play 9 holes and have dinner, right?
I'd meet you for dinner. I'm not a golf person.
Well,
I'm
and I don't know that I am
terrible.
either. I'm
I
gonna
am
do the
terrible, terrible.
I'm gonna do the lessons and
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
yeah,
Like maybe that's as far as my interest in it will go. I don't
yeah.
know. Or maybe it'll at least get me to the point where I can handle it that when I get invited to like a tournament,
You can go yeah, yeah.
that I don't feel like, because anytime I've gone in the past, I sit in the cart and drink.
Oh,
And
do
that's
you
not
really?
healthy. Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm very good at driving, like drive with the drivers. I cannot
Okay.
putt to save my life. So
Yeah.
I would gladly go with someone. I'll drive the ball and
Somebody
somebody
else
else can
puts.
putt. I am terrible. I can get it very like I can swing it straight, get
Yeah.
it to where it's going, and then I'll lose it on the putt.
Really.
Oh my
See, and
gosh.
my issue
Terrible,
with the
terrible, terrible.
driver, when I don't have the tee
Yeah.
or anything other than putting,
Yeah.
I always worry that I'm gonna hit the ground.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I like lift up
Lift up.
as
Yep.
I swing so that I don't hit the ground.
Yep.
Yeah. Because
Yep.
anybody who's done that before, it
Oh,
hurts.
I've done divots
Yeah.
and then put the divot back.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess I have to embrace the divot, be
Yeah,
prepared
you
for the
have to
divot.
embrace the divot. So my best friend was a huge fan of golf.
Yeah.
Like her mom worked at Green Hills, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
So, and when I worked at Western in graduate studies, one of the associate deans, his area of focus was golf.
Yeah.
So we golfed a lot. So did that early on. So I learned very early in my adult life that I suck at putting.
Okay, so here's another. See, now I'm trying to like hijack your joy
And take it away from
for
me.
the. No, no, no. I'm just trying to hijack it and be part of it. Is what I'm trying to do
Oh,
now.
I
Because
see.
now I'm thinking like, okay, what else could we do together, Courtney? Dancing, yes, we're
Dancing,
definitely going to do
dancing,
that.
dancing. Yes, yes.
But pickleball. Have you ever done
No,
pickleball?
but I want to learn.
Oh,
I want
okay.
to learn. I want to learn.
All right. I
Yes,
got
because I
two
think it's
paddles.
like athletic, and
Yes.
I think I would like it. I think I would
Okay.
like it.
All right. Good, 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 good,
Yes.
good.
Yes,
So
I
we've
think
got
I'd
a
definitely.
ton of open air courts in the city that we could have fun with
Okay.
this summer. There's actually one within walking distance from
Oh,
here.
really?
Yeah, I know. And
Did not know
and
that.
the lights are on until like 10 o'clock at night.
Really?
So like we could go yeah,
Oh,
I know.
yeah. No, I would totally learn how to play pickleball. I've never
Okay.
played it before.
All right. So we can try that. And the nice thing about that is that then you can make it a group activity as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You
Yeah.
can get more than, and it can be unisex too. It's not necessarily that just the two of us. We can
Yeah.
invite husbands and friends and all that kind of stuff
Yeah.
and turn it into something really cool and kind of take over even one of those outdoor courts.
Yeah.
But that would be fun.
That would be
Okay.
fun. I'd do that.
All right. See, it's fun to say yes. It's fun to say yes. And I just wonder how many people out there are feeling the same way. I think there's that we're even seeing more of a trend of people our age getting more active. I have a
Mhm.
client who is 78, and she is, and maybe I've talked about her on this, I don't know, but she has a boyfriend who's in his 80s, and the two of them go, go, go. Like they play bridge, they both golf, they travel, and they have dinner parties,
Oh,
like the old school dinner
yeah, yeah,
parties,
yeah,
and
yeah.
she, like, does it to
Just
the nines, like,
yeah, yeah,
in the dining room with her
yeah.
china and the
Oh,
whole thing,
wow,
and
wow.
there's the courses and
Yeah,
everything, like, just
yeah.
amazing. But they have a social network,
Yeah.
and if you think about, or if you've ever heard about blue zones, have we talked about that I'm not sure if we talked
No,
about that.
I don't know
Okay,
what
so
that is.
blue zones, we may have to dedicate a
An
whole
episode just to
conversation
it
to
because
blue
I have
zones.
no idea what this is.
Okay, so blue zones are places in the world where there are the most, um, they called centennials, people who live to be 100 or over 100.
Oh, wait. I think we talked about this in the studio once.
We may have, because I'm all over it. Like I love
Yeah.
it. And so what happens is, so this guy, he researched these blue zones, these
Okay.
areas where the people live the
Yeah.
longest
Mhm.
and the most population that lives the longest,
Yeah.
and he researched them and tries to find what the common denominators are in them.
Okay.
And one of them is the social,
Oh,
that they have a strong social connection,
yep.
that it's not just their family, but they have a community around them that
Yeah.
they socialize and do things with, that
Mhm.
they are active. And so like some of the places it's because they they walk everywhere.
Yep.
And so it's a walkable city
Mhm.
and that's where it gets it to. Or some places it's just in the warmer climates. And so there's activities going
Yep.
on all along in Japan. It was that they garden. So they're down on the
Yeah.
ground on a regular basis doing those
Yeah.
things and keeping busy with it
Yeah.
and talking to others about it and staying involved and active
Yeah.
mentally and physically. And then food was another one. And there's like more to it than just that, but the other
Yeah.
one was food, and that you're eating local and you're eating fresh and you're not
Yeah.
eating junk and all that kind of stuff. But it's a really interesting thought when you come to it, that we are social beings.
Mm.
And and I think one of the things that happened with COVID was it made it for those who are introverts to embrace their introvertedness.
Yes.
That it was all of a sudden now socially acceptable to not do anything, to not engage. And which I think is wonderful, though, my social battery is
Yeah.
low. I don't have enough for this.
Yeah.
And the ability to say no just for the sake of no, right?
Yes.
Like that you're not saying, it's not rude to say no, I don't want to
Yes.
go out tonight.
Yeah.
It's
It's accepted now.
exactly. But I also
Yeah.
think for some that it almost went into the other side of it, of that, like now I don't feel socially
Me, I'm an
necessary.
extrovert, but since COVID,
Mm.
I spend a lot more time at home, whereas I didn't before. I was
Right.
never home.
Right.
Always off doing something, going
Right.
somewhere, doing something.
Yeah.
I it's not that it's not that I say no to things, it's more that I avoid the option.
Right.
So whereas I
Because it's
used to
more
go
comfortable to
look
be
it is,
home.
yeah. So I would look for things to do and be like,
Right.
"Oh, yes, I've got this book. This is," so your say yes, that was my era before.
Right.
Since COVID, now if I know someone's doing something, I just avoid them because I don't want them to invite me because I will say yes because I am that person. I will do it. I
Unless it's
overcommit.
disco.
Yeah, unless it's disco. But I mean, I acknowledge the feeling that I had when you wanted me to go to disco, and
Yeah.
then I did avoid you. I did avoid you and any conversation you started about it
I know,
until
you weren't answering me. I'm like, "Dude, like,
you were just, like,
do you or
talking about
don't you? You don't have to. Like, it's fine.
it
Just
took me a
answer
while.
me."
I did eventually tell you why. But yeah, it's th
Hilarious.
that is something that I noticed since COVID
Yeah.
is that, I overcommit. I agreed to do things that I agreed to drive all the way to Sault Ste. Marie.
Right.
I
Right.
I love doing things like that though, but I do overcommit. Like,
Yeah.
I will commit to doing something even if I don't really wanna do it,
Yeah.
if it's for someone else.
Right.
I am that person. But that's another story.
That's a
That's a
whole
whole 'nother
other
episode.
episode.
So I think we're circling with this one,
Yeah.
and it's time for me to do my
Anyway, so but it would be interesting to see, is anybody else in that same kind of
I'd
mindset,
love to hear from people,
right?
especially, like, people in London, or if you're from somewhere else and you have a network like what we're talking about in your area.
And is it new to you? Have you
Yeah,
always been that social butterfly and having things on the go constantly? Or is this something that you're
so
actively working
yeah.
towards and building in your life? I'd really be interested to know if that's
Mhm.
a common
So
phenomenon.
reach out and let us
Yeah.
know if there's anything else you want us to talk about
I want to thank you all, as always, for listening.
and being part of our community.
Have a great one.
Bye, guys.